I'm looking outside my window. I try to see where my luck goes. I just don't know how it slips out.
What's up, guys? New video here, and last video I finished installing all of these suspension components, the tow arms, the traction rods, the control arms, and got these rotors on, got the brake pads on, and I got these new lug nuts, just kind of top things off. But anyways, guys, hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and I am going to be hopefully putting in this fuse box, or no, sorry, not fuse box, this fuse holder here. It's just a normal fuse holder. It's a 100 amp fuse, so the plan is I'm gonna mount this fuse holder here, hopefully, and then I'll have the power wire going in, power wire going out to the power on this, and then, like I said, I already have the ground connected and done. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do today. I still haven't got the dang fuse or distribution block. It's supposed to be here today, but I don't even think it's shipped yet, so I don't really know for sure. Right now I still have this old battery in the stock location just so I could, move it onto the lift. But pretty much everything should be in by early next week. The last thing I'm waiting on is the Mishimoto parts, and I don't think those things are going to be in until about Wednesday of next week. So that's the only other thing that I'm really waiting on. Oh, and then the manifold, but the manifold I think should be here Thursday of this week. I don't know when you guys are going to be watching this video, but that's the plan. And my buddy did want me to mount up the intercooler as well as put on the other exhaust, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put on the other exhaust because it's kind of a hack job. Alright, so I just now mounted this fuse holder here on the side, and I'm about to go ahead and strip off these right here. It's kind of hard to film. I need to get a better camera with like some sort of tripod or something. But anyway, it's gonna go ahead and try to film this. Don't know if it's gonna work, but and I don't have huge wire strippers for this big gauge of wire, but this should do. And you want to try to get this stuff so that the cords aren't sticking out of the thing. I know it's kind of hard, but you just kind of spin it on like so, line up the bottom so it doesn't come back out, and then push that back in like that. And you can get your little piece. And thread it in there. Like so. And then get your tool and go ahead and tighten it down. Okay, once you strip it, you're gonna get your little thing. This is what I'm using. You can use a different type of battery terminal, but this is the one that I like. It just kind of makes it simple. And you're gonna go ahead and squeeze your things over. This is kind of difficult to do with one person, but it's definitely doable. Like I said, once again, you might not get every single one of these hairs into it. I'm probably gonna get some hate because of this, but the battery terminal is only but so big, so you can only do what you can do. But you just bend these things over, bend the other side over, trying to get it to where you guys can see, and then you just scrunch it down. And that's not going anywhere. With the extra stuff on top, normally what I like to do, like I said, you don't have to do this by any means, but let me just show you guys what I'm gonna do. Okay, stick that there, move this stuff out of the way. What I like to do is get some of this solder. You know, you can get a bunch, doesn't really matter, because you can use a soldering iron for this. I'm not going to use a soldering iron for this because, for one, it's really thick wire. It's going to take forever to heat up. So I'm just going to kind of melt a little bit of this on top of it. Just like so, just to make sure it does stay. Just like that, a little bit more. And then whenever it gets down to really thin stuff, I wouldn't suggest going and trying to hold it there. I'd probably just get some more. Do it a little bit more. This stuff gets really hot, so you really don't even have to hold it on there for too long. Really just heat it up and then melt it on there. Like I said, this is really just to make sure that it doesn't come off. Most of the time it's not going to come off if you don't do this, but better safe than sorry. Okay, it's pretty much good. You can put a little bit here on the back. I'm going to put a little bit here on the back, and then I'll show you guys the finished product. Alright, I went ahead and taped up the end of this, and then I put the terminal on the end as well. So that's how it turned out. You know, I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't have to look perfect. Probably never going to see this really, but yeah, so anyway, looks good. I'm happy with it. Going to go ahead and put this end in the other end of the fuse holder, and then show you guys how that looks. And what I think I'm going to go ahead and begin doing is installing this fuel pump. I don't know if I'm going to finish it today. It's really not that hard. I'm going to try to document it and show you guys how to do it. But yeah, it's really not that hard. You know, just kind of messy, especially if you have a full tank. I don't have a full tank, luckily, so I don't really have to worry about too much of a mess. But yeah, let's just go ahead and dig right into it and see how far we can get on it. First things first, going to go ahead and unplug the connector here. Just, you know, controls the pump, tells it when to turn on. Undo these 4 bolts right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and lift this cover up, and then we will go into the next step. Always inspect your fuel lines for any cuts or anything. Mine actually had a little rip in it that probably happened whenever I was taking it off, so definitely got to change that out. Anyway, this is the sending unit right here. I'm going to go ahead and test the ohms and all that stuff just to make sure that this thing is still in good shape. It looks kind of like it's never been replaced before, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, make sure that all this is working correctly. It looks like it is in the car, but just to make sure so I don't have to do it again later down the road. And then it also looks like they put a brand new stock fuel pump in here whenever they did the KA dual cam swap. So that's cool. I may use this for another project down the road. I actually have something in mind. Not a car project, but I will explain that in a little while. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and test this unit real fast just to make sure everything's good. And if it is, then I will go ahead and wire up the new fuel pump and get all this good to go. And then I'm going to have to figure out, I'm pretty sure I have some fuel line to fix that hose, but I will definitely have to check. So this is the Walbro 450. It's actually really funny because it's so much smaller than the OEM pump, as you guys can see, yet it flows so much more. So anyways, what comes in the kit, I bought the install kit too, but it's the pump, this little hose that will go right here onto that. You get the clip right here that I'm gonna just go ahead and splice into these, cut these little ring terminals off and splice it in. You get 2 of these little push connector things, and then you get 2 more hose clamps. So pretty much everything you need. Oh, and also you get a new filter. So I'm gonna go ahead and wire this in, and then hook it all up, zip tie it to the actual assembly, and then I will put it back in. Actually, I might fix that hose before I go ahead and put it back in. Like I said, I don't know yet. Gonna see what time it is whenever I get finished with this. This doesn't take long at all. Alright guys, this is where I'm going to end the video. I didn't film this part, but I got both of these fuel lines off. It wasn't too hard. Really, like I said, they're on there for 15, 20 plus years. So they're going to be stuck on there. One thing I had to do with one of them was just get this razor blade, basically just cut a slit right in the top of it, and then it just came right off. One of them sprayed me in the face, but to be expected. You should probably release the fuel pressure, which I actually did before you try to do any of this. But on another note, they're just right above there, as you guys can probably see. It's pretty easy to get to. Yeah, it's good to just go ahead and replace those lines. That way, whenever I'm making a lot of power, I don't have to worry about them. But this is going to be the end of this video because I don't have any fuel line. I thought I did. Well, and I do have a little bit of fuel line, but it's more of like an EGR type, emission type line. It's not for fuel injection, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So gonna go ahead and end this. I'm gonna run to the store tomorrow morning and grab some of this before I come back to the shop. And then yeah, so tomorrow I'll go ahead and finish all this up. This right here, what I was talking about earlier, since I will be running E85, unless Martin can do like a E85 and a 93 tune, that doesn't cost too much more. Probably gonna have to like get a 20, 30, 55 gallon container to hold some E85 in, and I'll need a way to pump it, so I may wire something up like this. Don't really know exactly what I want to do yet with it, but that was just kind of just a thought. I don't have a ton of E85 stations around here, so going to the gas station just whenever I need to isn't really an option. Anyways, guys, throw down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, my social media is all in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.